Yo, what's going on, guys? The Egal Talks Football. We're back again with another video after we just beat Newcastle in a big comeback victory where we were down 1-0, and wow. But today's game is not just about speaking about that game. It's also speaking about the reactions and everything that was said after the game. But before we go any further, please do hit that like button. Please do hit that subscribe button. And let's begin with the VAR decisions and refereeing decisions around this game. Now, I'm going to show you guys all the decisions and everything that went against us in this game. As you guys can see, that there was some things that went against us, some things that went for us, but overall, it was a referee performance from Gillet that is going to be spoken about. As regardless of the result, people are going to have to speak about this game. Now, let's talk about the first incident, the towel incident. Calafiori grabbed the towel and was told, "You can't use that towel." The towel was over here. It was. They're saying it's the goalkeeper's towel, but it was over here, and they said that if they were to have agreed that they were going to both use towels, there would have been a towel on the sideline. But clearly there wasn't, and Jared Gillett then since took the towel away. To me, that is the correct verdict. At the end of the day, I've never seen a goalkeeper, a referee take a towel away from a player, but there's a first for everything, and it just seems to be Arsenal. So that I think was the right decision. The penalty decision, the reason why people are kind of shocked by the penalty decision, because they said because the ball was touched before the foul was committed, hence it's no longer a foul. But in this incident here, Saliba, the ball was touched and there was still a head-to-head collision, and they said because the ball was touched, it doesn't make anything. The foul is still a foul, hence the penalty was given against us for Brighton. But today, because the goalkeeper, and they're saying the goalkeeper has no choice but to make himself big to try to get to the ball. If there's any contact or if there isn't, regardless, there's no penalty, even if you take the player out. I've seen this so many times where a player is taken out and given a penalty, so I fully disagree with this. And former Premier League referees disagree with this also. So I don't get this situation, but I guess I'm not gonna agree with everything. But yeah, final verdict here from this gentleman here is it was a horrible decision where Saliba previously was a genuine touch on the ball and he played it where Pope failed to and VR gave the opposite call. The penalty should have stood 100%. The penalty should have stood in my opinion. I agree with that. The handball on Gabriel Magalhaes, I think this was the correct decision because Gabriel Magalhaes actually plays the ball onto his hand himself, and hence why, regardless if his hand's out like that, it was still a situation where he kicked the ball onto himself, and it wasn't the first piece of contact wasn't his hand, it was the second piece of contact. But yeah, and then finally there's a lot of Newcastle fans crying about the fact that they had a situation with Volta and Gabriel Magalhaes. Long story short, Newcastle have been physical all game. They get a little bit back and they start crying. Honestly, it's pathetic. Gabriel shouldn't have done that. We kind of got lucky that he got away with that. But we've seen these incidents happen before, and we've seen things go wrong before. So let me show you guys what I'm speaking about. This is what I'm speaking about right here. Gabriel Magalhaes literally goes into him, and you can see here he goes into him as they're running from the kickoff in the second half. And that is the incident that people are saying could have been given as a red card. We kind of got lucky that they didn't give that as a red card, to be fair. But we've seen Newcastle get away with stuff way worse than that in the past. So I don't have any sympathy for them. And then finally is the handball incident. The handball incident for that wasn't even checked. Bruno G's handball incident, which was actually insane to say the least. Let me show you guys this. Long story short, this was a handball, but it wasn't given. And it was just one of those situations where Newcastle got lucky. Martinelli takes a shot. Bruno tries to tuck the ball, hand is behind his back, then brings it out like this. It hits it. Subsequently, we get the corner from this. So justice is served from that. We end up getting the corner from that ball, and we end up getting the winner from there. So at the end of the day, we got what we deserved at the end. I'm not going to complain. I'm not going to be upset at all. Mikel Arteta is going to have his press conference for the Olympiacos game, 1:00 tomorrow. Gabriel Magalhaes' winner was beautiful. I'm not going to lie to you guys. It was lovely to see. We're going to have to speak about some individual performances. We're going to have to speak about all these things. But there's also one more incident that I wanted to speak about. How did they not pick up the player literally grabbing Gyokeres' face? That was the last piece of refereeing that I need to speak about. How did they not get that? Here is the former ex-chief, and he says he blasted the Premier League referees for Jamal Lascelles' challenge on Viktor Gyokeres. This is not defending. Man's literally ripping his face apart. And listen to the former Premier League referee and his stance on this incident.
In this photo, you see Lascelles of Newcastle United grab the face of Gyokeres, the Arsenal player, and pull it to one side. Whilst I can appreciate that not everything is seen by the referee because of what goes on in the penalty area, I do think VAR should have picked this up, and an offence that should have received a sanction. Now, this depends on whether excessive force has been used or not, but it's certainly reckless and cannot and should not be ignored.
Oh, fully agree with him. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the refereeing decisions and the refereeing side of things, ladies and gentlemen. Please do hit the like button. Please do hit the subscribe button. And let's get on to some of the other topics of discussion from today. Actually, there's one more topic of discussion that we need to speak about in regards to referees, and it's this one right here. How is this possible that a Premier League referee has been allowed to referee Arsenal 4 times in 6 games? And he is a controversial referee, to say the least, because he's a Liverpool fan. So Jared Gillet has been allowed to referee Arsenal 4 times in 6 games. And I'm just going to show you guys what comes up the moment you see this. You can see right here that Jared Gillet is a known Liverpool fan. He is a known Liverpool fan who is not allowed to referee Everton and Liverpool games. But he has been able to not referee only one Arsenal game. He refereed the Leeds game. He also was a referee for a couple other games also for Arsenal. So in my opinion, it is a joke. But we're not gonna spend too much time on that. Let's just get past all that stuff and let's get on to some of the major business. And we're not even going to get onto the referees anymore. Forget about the referees. We could be here all day talking about these referees, right? But let's get to the winner, Gabriel Martinelli. Shout out to Gabriel Martinelli. That winner was so needed. That winner was so crucial. That winner was everything we needed plus more. I could not believe that he did it. I could not believe that he did it. And that was what champions do. Champions go out and they get winners. They in the face of adversity, they go and get winners. And you know what? Something about Gabriel Martinelli that was brought to my attention was that he is actually the second highest goal scorer in the Premier League era as a centre back. Yes, the second highest goal scorer as a centre back in Arsenal's Premier League era. He is only second to Koscielny. So Koscielny is number 1 with 22, and Gabriel Martinelli is number 2 with 18. Well, Malen actually has 13. William Gallas has 12. Surprising, William Gallas has so many goals. No wonder he was the number 10 as a centre back. But yeah, Gabriel Martinelli, I have no doubt in my mind he'll surpass those 22 goals this season. Maybe he might get another 4 more goals this year. He might get another 5. He might pass that. I don't doubt it in my mind. Gabriel Martinelli is so clutch. He scores so many goals for us. He does this all the time. He is Mr. Clutch. Away from home at Old Trafford, he did it. Away from home at St. James's Park. Away from home at the Etihad, he does it. Away from home at Tottenham's ground, he does it. Away from home at Newcastle's ground, he does it. Everywhere we go, away from home, he is the guy. Look at that. You got Chelsea's ground, Liverpool's ground, Tottenham's ground, City's ground, and St. James's Park. He just scores big away goals on a regular basis. He has that clutch gene. He is a clutch player. Big up to Gabriel Martinelli, and I just want to shout him out before we go any further. Another talking point is Mikel Merino. I don't think Mikel Merino gets enough credit. Mikel Merino is not a good Mikel Merino is not a tempo setter. He's not a destroyer necessarily. He's not a player who's going to pick out the perfect pass. He's not going to be a line breaker. What he is he's a finisher, and he's really good at finishing chances. He's really good at finishing finishing off the game, finishing off a dinner, and coming in and making a difference in that final third. He has, I would say, maybe he's one of the best headers of the ball that we have in the team, maybe the best header of the ball that we have in the team. And whenever we cross in those chances, he can get at the end of them. And as a box crashing midfielder late in the game, he gives us something that a lot of players don't give us. And fair play to him. He is a absolute G. And I love the fact that he celebrated against his old team. You now have rival fans fully going out of their way saying Arsenal are a level above City Pool. It's a travesty that if Teta fails to win with this team. And I think there's another post that I seen that perfectly explained all of this. But yeah, you got Liverpool fans all up in their feelings trying to put Gillet in an Arsenal kit. It's actually a hilarious post. You also have Odegaard. Before we go on to speaking about Odegaard, I just want to say I want to speak about the substitutions in general, because I felt like the substitutions have been crucial. And the main reason why I want to speak about the substitutions, I think there is one way to illustrate what I mean the best way possible. There is a post from Hand of Ozil. And Hand of Ozil's post basically puts into perspective what happened yesterday and how good our squad is. Miles Skelly, Odegaard, Saliba, and Martinelli all were missing. Oh, sorry, my apologies. Martinelli, Odegaard, Saliba, Martinelli, Odegaard, Saliba, Moreno, and Miles Skelly all came off the bench and were missing from the starting 11. You had Max Dowman who didn't play. You had Norgard who didn't play, and you have White who didn't play, who still stayed on the bench. Plus, you had Hincape, you had Madueke, you had Jesus, and you had Ethan Winery, who weren't even in the matchday squad. So when you look at that and you say to yourself, this is what we have coming off the bench and not even starting in this game. We have one of the most deadliest squads in the league. Genuinely, one of the most deadliest squads in the league. And I'm looking at Arsenal and I'm saying to myself, I am confident that we can go and get it done. And I think more and more people are starting to see what I see in this team, because we have ourselves a squad, ladies and gentlemen. Goalkeepers, I'm cool with Kepa as a backup right now. Timber White, squad depth. Saliba, Mascara, Hincape, Gabriel, squad depth. Calafiori and Miles Skelly, proper squad depth. You got Norgard, Zubamendi, Odegaard, Moreno, Declan Rice, Eze. I'm not going to lie to you. Off the back of the performance that Eze and Odegaard had, people are saying play them together with Declan Rice. Zubamendi can get dropped. Then you have Saka, of course, Ethan. You have Miles Skelly. You have Martinelli, Trossard. I thought Trossard played well, and then everything else. But yeah, that is an impressive squad in my opinion. And we got some tough games coming up. Olympiacos next, West Ham, Fulham. We gotta keep it moving. We gotta keep it moving. We gotta keep it going, because there's some crucial games coming up. But while we're speaking about crucial games coming up, let's speak about the games that we just had finished. And I kind of feel like I'm all over the place, but there is a method to the madness. People said we had a poor start to the season. Does this look like a poor start to you, ladies and gentlemen? Does this look like a poor start to you? Win. 1 loss, 1 draw in 8 games to start the season. I'm not going to lie to you guys. If you guys are saying 1 loss, 1 draw in 8 games is a bad start, I don't know what to say to you guys. We've already played Manchester United away, Liverpool away, Newcastle away, and we've played Man City at home, and we're 2 points off the top of the league. If this is our worst start in years, I'm laughing. I'm actually laughing if this is what people consider to be our worst start in years. Also, there is a post that I've seen that really illustrates everything and puts it in perspective of what we actually have going on at our club right now. Let me go find it for you guys, because this post really put everything in perspective for me. It was I replied to it earlier this morning. This one right here. This is Arsenal's points tally this point last season. We had 1 point, 3 points, so that's 4 points, 5 points, and then we had 8, and then we had 11. So we had 11 points at this point last season. We currently have 13. We are currently 2 points better off this season than we were 6 weeks last season or 7 weeks last season. Last season, At 7 weeks, we had 11 points. Take that in. We lost to Newcastle, West Ham. We drew against Fulham. We drew against Palace. If we can get wins versus West Ham, Fulham, Palace, we could be potentially 12 points better than we were last season. Sorry, we could be potentially 11 points better off than we were last season. That is amazing. Amazing. I'm quite impressed. But yeah, in my opinion, this is important because this gives you the real perspective of how we started last season compared to this season and how much better it really is. But yeah, as we're here though, there is always some banter and some dumb stuff that people throw around, and Arteta is now getting made fun of for something that he is done. You know, Arteta, he's always trying to find ways to motivate players and different ways to motivate players. So Mikel Arteta is inviting. This is funny. Look at this. Mikel Arteta is inviting, what do you call it? RFA fighter pilots to Arsenal in order to on how to speak with players. Basically, trying to get them to help them learn how to speak with each other, as these RFA fighters would need good communication skills in order to communicate with each other when they're in the stage of battle. Arteta is taking things to another level, man. Forget about Pep calling players in the middle of the night. The guy is inviting pilots to help players improve their communication. Officers, the officer in training, leadership, military skills, and physical fitness. This is actually insane. Arteta is a mastermind. I think people think he might be. Some people might think he's crazy for this, but I think he is a absolute genius, and he thinks about ways to gain advantages on other opponents. And this is just another way to do so. What a guy! What an absolute madman Arteta is. Honestly, I love the guy. That's my manager right there, man. That's my manager right there. He does a mad thing on a regular basis. Shout out to him. What else is there? Most goals from a defender since Gabriel Magalhaes' debut. He has 18. The closest player to him is Van Dijk, Trent, and Shearer. Bro, I'm telling you, Gabriel Magalhaes is a goal-scoring center back, man. He's a goal-scoring center back. This is what he does. This is what he does. He's a real one. What else is there? What else is there? Ian Wright's celebration to Gabriel Magalhaes' goal was priceless. You guys got to go check that out. Is there anything else that I'm missing that I should have mentioned beforehand? Probably not. Saliba's contract is going to get announced very soon, guys. If I'm not mistaken, if it hasn't already been announced, it's going to be announced very soon. And AFC stuff. Let me just see if there's anything on AFC stuff before we go. AFC stuff. Arsenal will face Brighton at home on Wednesday, the 29th of October at 7:45 kickoff. Yeah, that seems like it, ladies and gentlemen. That's pretty much it. Nothing else right now, to say the least. Some people getting onto Mascara for making a mistake. I think that's stupid. To get onto Mascara, he made a poor decision with his kickback, but overall his performance I thought was solid. So there's no need for us to get onto him. Touches in our opponent's box, we've done very well, but we just don't get penalties. It's a mad thing. But yeah, what else is there? That's pretty much it, honestly. Let's get on to some of the good performances and speak about some of the performances, because I don't know if you guys seen it, but Eddie Howe spoke about how Odegaard changed the game and how Odegaard was the guy who changed the game for Arsenal, breaking lines. he thought he was crucial and integral on helping us get the winner, and I thought he was also. So shout out to Eddie Howe for being honest and just saying, you know what, this guy came off the bench and he was something else for them. And for Arsenal to have the luxury of bringing off Eddie Nketiah, not going from bringing out Eddie Nketiah off the bench to now having Odegaard coming off the bench in this kind of game was just not even fair, to say the least. And yeah, Eddie Howe also had this to say: I thought we tried and we gave everything in the game. That really was a really physical one. I don't think we were at our best today. Arsenal played well. And Mikel Arteta said, for ourselves, it was a statement. Newcastle are a terrific team, so it was difficult playing, but at this level, consistency and quality we showed was brilliant. Shout out to Mikel Arteta. Shout out to Eddie Howe. I thought key topics of discussion: Gabriel Martinelli, we already spoke about. Odegaard, we already spoke about. I think Mikel Merino deserves a shout out for his goal and his performance overall. Also, Eberechi Eze in the 10 was outstanding. Another day, he would have scored 2 or 3 goals. And I thought Gyokeres, even though he didn't get a goal, he didn't get an assist, I thought he was integral to everything we did going forward. So I just want to say shout out to him also. And I think the goals will come. The goals will come. The team will start playing better. The overall performances will come, and there's no need to stress. This guy is legit, ladies and gentlemen. I've seen enough from him in that game to say, you know, even though he wasn't getting a goal, he was integral and he did a lot for us to make me happy. So don't stress yourself. And yeah, that's pretty much it, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to wrap it up here. Please do hit that like button. Please do hit that subscribe button if you haven't already done so. Check out OK Jersey if you guys want discounts on your on shirts. I'll show you right now. OK Jersey. Let me just go onto that website and show you guys a little bit about it, because it is a affordable way to get kits. And all these kits are very affordable, and you get a discount on top of the fact that they're very affordable. So yeah, get yourself suited and booted. You can, if you're a Manchester United, Barcelona, whatever fan you are, Chelsea, Liverpool, Real Madrid, of course, if you're an Arsenal fan, if you're a Leeds fan, whoever you support, they have your kit for anywhere between 11 to 20 pound, and you can just click on it. You can go and you can click on it once again. No, and you go to add to chart. And then you pick a size, and then boom, you add it to your chart, and then boom, when it's time to check out, you just check out, and you go to the checkout place, and boom, now you just got to type in Egal, apply, and boom, your discount should be there. You can get the discount code, and then you're gonna have to pay for shipping. Shipping is quite cheap, so everything's gonna be around $20 all together, especially with the discount. So please do check it out, and go check out if you want to get a cheap jersey from OK Jersey, that channel sponsor for the month. And don't forget to use code EGAL. I'm out of here, people. Catch you guys in the next one. Love for the love. You already know what it is. Egal Talks Football. We're out of here, people. Peace.